Objection! Hello everybody, Zachman18 here, and welcome back to the WTZM TV Channel 18 Superstation. It is time to continue on with our DLC playthrough on Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Dual Destinies on the Nintendo 3DS. This is the DLC case, once again, Turnabout Reclaimed, defending Orla the Whale. So I got a helpful comment the other day saying that they, what I thought was a typo was them saying Aura Shipley instead of Orla. I'm like, geez, is it really that bad for them to be doing a typo of that? So I clearly wasn't paying attention on this one part. Apparently she responds to Orla, but her former name is actually Aura. So, but I'm going to call her Orla since I'm actually used to that instead of Aura. So we finished up a pretty crazy trial in the last part, so we're going to head right back into the investigation.
That was a big sigh, Athena.
Did you lose the case? No, we won. The defendant was found not guilty. Huh? And why are you so dejected?
Daddy, were you being mean to her?
What? Picking on the new kid? Not cool, Mr. Wright, not cool. Wait a minute, talk about false accusations. We were able to prove the defendant's innocence.
But then Sasha got arrested instead. So that's what happened. That's too bad.
So what are you two going to do now? We're going to get to the bottom of this. I don't believe for a second that Sasha did what they're accusing her of.
I don't believe it either. I won't give up.
Boss, let's go see Sasha and tell her we want to represent her. Right now, I imagine she's still being questioned by the police. Let's get started on the investigation first and look for proof of her innocence.
Sounds like a plan. Just leave the office to me and Polly, Daddy.
If there's anything I can do to help, just say the word. Thanks. If you could organize the evidence and clean the office, that'd be great. I meant anything I could do as a lawyer. Okay. That takes care of that. Time to head to the scene of the crime.
Shape aquarium.
Huh? There's no water in the pool. Orla! Where are you? Oh, I hear him. I can hear her at the bottom of the pool. Maybe there's some water down there.
Orla sounds so sad. Maybe she misses Sasha.
Careful there, you shouldn't get right up to the edge like that. Who is that?
You don't want to end up like the victim. Besides, the police are still conducting their investigation here. Don't go poking around. Detective Fulbright. Is something wrong, Miss Lawyer? You look angry.
I object to you arresting Miss Buckler. Detective, I'd like to ask you some questions about the case, if you don't mind.
Go right ahead.
Miss Buckler is 100% innocent, so why did you arrest her?
I understand your desire to believe in her, but the fact remains that she's suspicious. Right now there are investigators on the scene, so you can come in as you please. But ordinarily, a security card is required to enter the orca pool room. The victim and Sasha Buckler were the only ones who possessed this card. And yesterday, the day of the incident, there's proof the suspect's card was used.
Alright.
Objection! Somebody else could have used Miss Buckler's card. Oh my, I guess that would be one possible explanation. Didn't I sound just like a lawyer right there?
Yeah, we'd kind of be in trouble if you didn't.
Except the suspect confirmed she entered the room at the time the record states. She said she was here from 3 o'clock to 6 o'clock a.m. on July 20th. Apparently, she was giving the orca pool room a good cleaning.
Cleaning? In the middle of the night?
Yes, she said that a lot of the heavy-duty cleaning is done at night. The suspect also admits that she was fighting with the owner before his murder. What's more, nobody saw the victim again after he met with the suspect.
Objection! There must be something I can object to in there somewhere. Save your objections for tomorrow's trial. By the way, Detective Fulbright, do you think Miss Buckler's questioning is over?
No, not yet. But I told the guy in charge to take it easy on her.
Why? Is something wrong?
Oops, forget I said nothing. Anything doesn't concern you two anyway. but it does concern us. We intend to represent Miss Buckler. What, you do? In that case, I have a favor to ask. Could you get this medicine to her? Medicine? Looks like a prescription from Hickfield Clinic. I've spent some time at that hospital myself. We confiscated it from her home when we were doing a search. I can't get away here, so if you could make sure she gets it, that would be great. Medicine, huh? Does Miss Buckler have some illness? I think that's the kind of question you'd better ask her. In just as we trust. Now I need to get back to the investigation. Alright.
We can give it to her as soon as they let us talk to her. And we have to return her calendar to her as well. If we can't see Sasha or investigate it, we should question people at the aquarium. Alright, so where else can we go? Oh, the pub, that's right. Let's go to the pub. Pub with the giant dinosaur on. Huh? That door is open. It was closed yesterday. Well, you know what we have to do? You know what we have to do, right? Of course, boss. We sneak in and check it out. Ooh, nice. Hey, you two. Whoa, what the? Who barges into a person's lab without permission? Ah, we're sorry. My apologies, sir. She insisted. Don't throw me under the bus, Mr. Wright. The polite thing to do is knock and ask if you can come in. Now, start over. Yes, sir. Come in. Thank you. Sorry to bother you. Now, what can I do for you? Medical problems?
Well, yes. I'm not feeling super good at the moment. We're not making any progress on this murder investigation and...
Hey, miss, where is the patient? Don't you have your pet with you? Oh, wait a minute. That was my last job. This is the aquarium. I was exhausted from all that questioning. I must have fallen asleep. What's with this guy? My apologies, I just woke up and I was a little groggy. I'm Dr. Herman Crabb. I'm Shipshape Aquarium's resident veterinarian.
Oh, you're the Dr. Crabb Mr. Rhymes mentioned yesterday.
And Rhymes also mentioned he hadn't seen Dr. Crabb around. I wonder where he was. Son of a gun! This little thing doesn't let me get any sleep. Oh, his little bird in his head. Peep, 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 peep.
Ah, what a cute little thing. Who is it?
A penguin chick, a member of the little penguin species. She lives in my hair.
Oh, you're so lucky. I wish I had a pet to live in my hair.
Athena, no pets allowed in my office.
Aw, you're no fun.
If you two don't have any particular business with me, please leave. I have to get ready to make my rounds. Back in you go, little one. Wait, we'd like to ask you a few questions to save Miss Buckler. Hold on, don't tell me you're the curious pair who defended Orla. That's right. Please let us ask you a little about the case. Dr. Crabb, were you gone from the aquarium yesterday? That's right. I had some minor business at the Supermarine Aquarium. Supermarine? That's a funny name for an aquarium.
The Supermarine Aquarium is the nation's biggest dolphin therapy treatment center. I go there myself. I'm friends with their dolphins.
You and Apollo were talking about animal-assisted therapy yesterday, weren't you? I go to the Supermarine once a month, but I live here, of course. You live here at the aquarium? That's right. I have a sleeping bag here, and sometimes I use the nap room. I'm responsible for the health and well-being of all the marine creatures here. If any of them have a sudden medical emergency, I'll be here to help them.
Wow, you're kind of rough around the edges, Dr. Crabb, but you care about your work.
Hey, buddy, is this young lady trying to pick a fight with me? I apologize for her, sir. She tends to be too honest. Well, you're no paragon of politeness either, apparently.
Can we see the penguin chick again?
Stop. Don't come any closer.
Beep! Ow!
I'm sorry she attacked you. She doesn't like anyone but me, I'm afraid. I was the first one she saw when she hatched, so she thinks I'm her parent. She targets people for my hair, so please be careful.
She's just like a little sniper, isn't she?
Exactly. That's why I named her Sniper. Her mother's name is Rifle.
Oh! Sniper and Rifle, huh? What a dangerous-sounding mother and daughter. We know a penguin named Rifle. So this is Rifle's daughter.
which means both mother and daughter now hate me. Little penguins are generally belligerent little creatures. It's hard to get them to warm up, but they're nocturnal, so you might be able to touch them during the day. You and Sniper get along well, don't you? Just like Sasha and Orla. But unlike Sniper and me, the two of them seem to truly understand one another. This one keeps me awake every night. Looks like I won't sleep until she leaves the nest. It must be rough for him, but it's pretty cute to watch for us. Can you tell me anything about Jack Shipley's murder? I still can't believe Jack is gone. He's the one who brought me on board. How could he up and die on me? Did you and Mr. Shipley get along? He loved all animals and fish, but I'm not like that. But I still took pride in my work as a vet nonetheless. We got along well enough as business associates. And it's thanks to him my laboratory is what it is today. It is a pretty amazing laboratory. You have discerning taste, I see. I can tell you more about my lab if you'd like.
This place is just filled with electronics. What are those monitors for?
Essentially, they're digital medical records for all the creatures here. I can also view the view from the visitor's corridor security camera here. That way I can see that silly mother penguin when she tries to escape. So you're the one who gave the security footage to the police. No, I wasn't here yesterday, but I did give my permission for them to take it. And I gave them a statement about Jack and Sasha arguing.
Oh, so you were the one who witnessed it.
That's right. It was late in the evening of the 19th, maybe about midnight. I saw them fighting near the aqua tunnel. I don't know what their argument was about, though. Are you sure you should be talking to us about this? I'm not taking sides. I'll give information to anyone who wants it. What you do with that information at Sasha's trial is up to you.
Wow, you're kind of rough around the edges, Dr. Crabb, but you're a pretty nice guy.
You are trying to pick a fight, aren't you, young lady?
Aw, isn't that cute? He's easily embarrassed. Peep, 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 peep.
Huh? Son of a gun, are you hungry again already? And that silly mother penguin's nowhere to be found again.
Peep, 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 peep.
Would you quit peeping in my ear? According to her walkie-talkie, Rifle is somewhere around the aqua tunnel. If you see her, could you bring her to me? I have to go examine some other creatures.
No sweat, and this time I'll get her to like me too.
Rifle has escaped again? What is she, the Houdini of the penguin world? There's no guarantee we'll find her right away, but let's head for the aqua tunnel. Aqua tunnel.
It's you two, the blue and yellow duo. I'm very angry about what you did this morning.
We ran into the sea lion before our penguin.
I write the truth, and I will find the truth with my own eyes. I won't be bested by the likes of the blue and yellow duo.
When did we become the blue and yellow duo?
Athena will never give up.
In that case, I'll leave the questioning to you, Athena.
Thanks a lot, Widget. Well, at least she's a worthy adversary. Okay, let's do this.
You'll do great. You know, being the boss isn't half bad.
Have you been gathering material about last year's incident ever since? That is correct. An acquaintance of the victim asked me to look into it, you see?
An acquaintance of the victim?
I refuse to divulge any information about my clients. The aquarium is saying it was an accident, but I don't believe that's the truth. It seems to me they're all hiding something. Every last one of them. The only thing I can think is that the killer whale murdered that poor girl. But you don't even know if that's true or not. That's enough out of you, little yellow girl. As I said, I'm still investigating the matter. Once I learn the truth, I plan to write a sequel to this book.
She's completely taken with her investigation.
I came to make a report on the anniversary of the previous trainer's death, only to find the aquarium owner murdered. I was deeply shocked.
So this incident happened on the exact same date as the last one. It can't be a coincidence. Anyway, you better ask Mr. Plume about today's trial.
So you heard Orla singing, and that's when you realized something was happening? Correct. Ooh, it's all so galling. I still can't believe the culprit used me, Norbert de Plume. In any case, I swear that Killer Whale song brings misfortune. First last year, now again. A fun song like that? How could it bring misfortune to anyone? You think that barbaric song is fun? I'll never understand the tastes of children.
I don't remember that swashbuckler spectacular song being all that barbaric.
Well, if you don't remember it, I will gladly sing it for you.
What? Oh boy.
That's how it goes. Now, what is fun about those lyrics, pray tell?
She seemed to be enjoying it well enough.
Wait a minute, that isn't the Swashbuckler Spectacular song. This is the song from the Swashbuckler Spectacular.
The seven seas, just a bunch of scallywags who are as free as we can be. We swim through storms and waves, all because you see, grand treasure and adventures waiting just for me.
I like that one better. Oh boy.
What was that? I've never heard that song before.
What? It's the song they use in the Swashbuckler Spectacular.
We be pirates. We love to sail the seven seas. Just a bunch of scallywags who are as free can be. We swim through storms and waves all because you see, grand treasure and adventures waiting just for me. But that can't be. It's completely different from the song a year ago. Avast, mateys, landlubbers, ho, hand over all your gold. Pillage, plunder, then feast like kings. Them's the joys of pirating. Unless you show me some proof, I won't believe your song is right.
She's so stubborn. Well, if it's proof she wants, it's proof she'll get of the Swashbuckler Spectacular song. Alright. What do we have that's proof of that? It's something to do with Swashbuckler. The flyer? No. TV recording of the performance featuring Orla. Where's the video? Alright, I'm gonna go with it. You guys have already seen it. This recording contains the Swashbuckler Spectacular song. In it you can see Miss Buckler and Orla singing together. Okay, here we go. Masterpiece.
But I've never heard this song before.
Huh? But they always sing this song during the Swashbuckler Spectacular.
Well, I haven't seen the show recently. A year ago they used the song that I sang to you. I recognize it anywhere. Perhaps that killer whale can sing two songs.
According to Miss Buckler, Orla only knows one song.
Then, what was that song I heard?
We wish we knew. The orca sang a song she isn't supposed to know how to sing.
It's obvious I have a lot more investigating to do on Ship Aquarium, and perhaps I'd better look into the Center for Dangerous Animal Control as well.
The Center for Dangerous Animal Control? What's that? Can you tell us about the Center for Dangerous Animal Control?
Just as the name implies, it's an organization that monitors dangerous animals. The center demanded that the aquarium put the killer whale down a year ago.
Put her down?
But the aquarium owner refused their demand, saying it was an accidental death. But I hardly think a persistent organization like that would just give up and go away. I'm quite sure the power of money helps convince them.
What makes you think that?
Once a month, the owner and the vet disappear from this aquarium, and I came to find out that each time a large amount of money was being paid out.
Oh, and you think the money was going to the Center for Dangerous Animal Control?
I'm looking into it now. You'll have to wait until my book comes out to see. In any case, I can't catch that man out on anything. But that veterinarian is not to be trusted.
Dr. Herman Crabb. There's still so much we don't know about him. Well, I don't see Rifle here. What do you want to do next? I think we'd better stop by the office and discuss a plan of action. Alright, let's go. Three, two, one, ta-da! Wow, you pulled Mr. Nick's cell phone from your magic panties. That's amazing. Hee hee.
That's all for Trucy's magic show. Come back and see me next time.
Great job, Trucy. You never failed to impress. I have no idea how you did that either. We're back. Oh, Pearls. Stopping by for a visit?
Hello, Mr. Nick. Are you missing something?
Thanks. I'm out of the old magic panties, huh? How is the investigation going, Mr. Wright? We don't have much time, but we didn't get a chance to check out the crime scene yet. I see.
Oh, speaking of checking out the crime scene, Daddy, you should bring your forensics kit with you. Fingerprint powder to check for prints, and luminol testing fluid to look for blood. Wow, Trucy, I didn't know you had stuff like that, too. I got them from a detective friend of mine. Mr. Nick, I'd like to help you with your investigation. Can I borrow your forensicking kit?
I feel bad making you work when you're supposed to be here having fun.
I don't mind, and I'd like to see Rifle again, too.
If you have anything for me to do, I'd like to help, too. Yeah? Thanks. I'll be sure to ask you if anything comes up then. Well, I'll be right here, hanging around watering Charlie, if you think of anything. I appreciate that, Apollo. I've got some good kids here. Alright, team. Let's do our best. I have faith we can save Sasha altogether.
It sure feels nice to be part of a great group like this. I just want to say that I really love working here with all of you fabulous people. Thank you for bringing me aboard, boss.
Same here, Athena. She's so earnest, she's making me blush.
Okay, let's all run over to the aquarium. I hope I could be of some use with the forensicking kit.
Hey, wait up, you two. You left without me. Alright, here we go. Got more stuff to investigate.
And just as we trust, good timing, we're done with the crime scene for now. And we're just about to examine the show stage. Marlon Rhymes helped with the cleaning, so we've got to go talk with him.
I thought he'd be more tight-lipped than this, but hey.
You're welcome to look around here now if you'd like.
Thank you. I think we'll do just that.
Oh, by the way, if you want to examine the bottom of the pool, I recommend using that hoist over by the ladder to get down there.
That crane-like thing hanging from the ceiling, right? Got it.
Just stand on the ladder platform and the police guard will operate it for you.
Thanks. Why couldn't the pool be less deep?
Well, good luck to us both. In just as we trust. Now that Detective Fulbright's gone, we can do anything we want here.
The guard is still here, so keep your voice down when you say stuff like that, Athena. Alright, let's do this.
So Orla pulled this pirate flag and made the stuff fall down, huh?
Hey, doesn't this pirate flag look like a transport stretcher to you? And judging by the size, it's probably for Orla.
Hey, you're right. There are holes for her flippers, too.
With that pirate flag design, Mr. Shipley sure was into the whole pirate thing.
We need to get serious about the whole lawyer thing, too. We can't let Prosecutor Blackwell outdo us. One of the giant octopus's legs has been broken off.
Orla's spikes sure can do a lot of damage. Mr. Shipley must have been really strong to be able to return those hits.
I'm pretty amazing myself when it comes to strength. I run every day and I go mountain climbing, too. I bet I could return Orla's spike. Well, I'll be able to someday anyway.
Do you really have to turn every little thing into a competition? Oh. It looks like the water was drained for the police investigation. It seems kind of sad somehow without the water.
When something that was there before is suddenly gone, it has a psychological effect. Like, for example, if all the magic props in the office were suddenly put away neatly.
I don't think that's ever going to happen as long as Trucy continues to practice magic.
Well, she might not always be interested in magic, you know. She's at the age when young women start to worry about their future. The same thing happened to me, and I ended up becoming a lawyer.
I'm pretty sure Trucy will always be interested in magic.
Yesterday, I asked around about this orca pool room, you know. They said that this hoist is used to move equipment and even Orla herself.
How do they move Orla?
Hee I thought you'd ask that. Apparently, they use a stretcher made especially for an orca.
Whoa, what do you know? Athena looks pleased with herself. A setting sun. Sunsets always remind me how quickly the day goes by.
Oh, boss, it's just a painted backdrop, you know.
Down, Athena, of course I know. I guess they use it for the Swashbuckler Spectacular. It looks handmade. Ooh, I just got an idea. Why don't we make our own not guilty backdrop? And present it to the judge when things aren't going our way? No, we put psychological pressure on the judge by hanging it behind the defendant. I almost want to see how the judge would respond to that. We go down? Yes, we can. Let's use the hoist to go down to the bottom of the pool. Orla! This must be Orla's bedroom. There's even a sofa and everything. Orla, congratulations on your not guilty verdict. But we have bad news. Now Sasha's been arrested instead. Orla seems sad. I'm sure she is. I can sense the sadness filling her heart. Don't worry, Orla. We'll save Sasha. I think Orla's wishing us good luck. Orla really seems to understand what we're saying. She can't understand our words, but I bet she can understand our hearts. Wow, look at all that treasure. Those jewels in that crown are huge. They sure are. I guess everything is size large around here. No, everything is size Orla. I stand corrected.
Is this a good time to get started, Mr. Nick?
Huh? Started with what?
This is the crime scene, right? So this should be the perfect place to start forensicing.
She wants to use the forensics kit so badly, she's practically beaming. Okay, let's do it. Forensicing it is.
Hooray! I get to help.
Alright, we'll need these. What's with the glasses, Mr. Wright? It's not like they're a fashion statement. We need them to see if there's any blood. Alright, Pearls, you spray the luminol wherever I need it, okay?
Got it, Mr. Nick. I won't miss an inch.
Got your glasses on, everybody? Good. Now to check out the bottom of the pool. Aha! That's the only thing we can click on. Look, I see something! If your deductions are correct, boss, I guess this luminol reaction means that the victim hit this skull-shaped rock when he fell to his death. I guess so. Alright. Ooh, there are some blood on her.
Oh no! I'm so sorry. I got some on Orla by mistake.
Calm down, Pearly. It's okay. Look, there are luminol reactions on Orla, too.
The poor thing was bleeding yesterday. The luminol must be showing her injuries.
But wait a minute. Mr. Plume said the blood disappeared when Orla put on the hat.
Huh? So shouldn't her injuries be under her hat?
If this blood isn't from Orla's injuries, then what could it be? I guess that's about it for inside the pool. Then let me just get a quick photo to remember the occasion by. It's not every day we get to see the bottom of an aquarium pool. Yeah, that's a good shot.
I'll mark where the luminol reactions were.
Yay, my first collaborative work with Pearly. Huh? I hear something. Orla? Boss, something's wrong with Orla. What? You're right. She's listless and she's sinking.
Oh no, maybe it's because of that luminol I got on her. What do we do, Mr. Nick?
We can't do anything for her ourselves. Let's get Dr. Crabb.
I'll run and get him.
What's Orla's condition? She's listless and sinking. Maybe she's unconscious. The pool is drained. Son of a gun. Who did this? She'll drown unless we do something. Here, give me a hand. Huh? Us? No, I meant the Steel Samurai. Of course you. Just help me.
What? Alright. What do you want us to do?
There's no time to fill the pool to get her up to the top. Get the orca stretcher. It's a piece of black cloth with a skull and crossbones on it. Looks like a pirate flag. When the stretcher is ready, press the hoist button. Okay, we're on it. Oops. Is that the pirate flag right there? So this pirate flag is a stretcher for the orca, huh? We can't use it with all this stuff on it. Let's clear it off. Good. Now push the hoist button and lower the stretcher. The control panel is on the wall to your right. Oh my god. is it? Control panel, control panel, control panel. Oh my god, where is it? Oh, wait, I got a little something. There we go. Ah, this must be the button to move the hoist. Why isn't the security card doing anything? Dr. Crabb, the stretcher is ready. Good, let's get it under Orla. I'll take it from here. Stand back. I have to treat her immediately. There's something in her stomach. Ugh. There. I got it all out.
Will Orla be alright, Dr. Crabb?
Yes, she'll be fine. She's just sleeping now. Orcas are mammals, so they won't die if they're out of the water for a little while. But their own weight puts stress on their organs and their skin starts to dry out. I put some of my special handmade cream on her skin as an emergency measure.
Feel better soon, Orla. Oh, if only I hadn't gotten that luminol on her.
Luminol? Nah, no problem there. That stuff just washes right off. Orla's condition has nothing to do with you, young lady.
Really? Then what is wrong with Orla?
I don't need to share that information with you people. It's none of your business. I have to get back to my round, so I'll leave the rest to the crew. Please keep an eye on Orla while I rouse up some crew members. Dr. Crabb sure is acting funny. He seems to be hiding something. Maybe we should check on Orla's condition before the staff gets here. Orla, open your eyes. I know how you feel, Athena, but we'd better let Orla rest right now.
How did this happen? Mr. Wright, we have to examine her ourselves right now.
I wish we could, but we're lawyers, remember?
But there must be something we can do.
Well, we can investigate the cause of her condition.
Didn't we have evidence that might tell us something about the cause?
Or, that was us. What else is here? We should check out the contents of Orla's stomach, I guess. What is that thing? Oh, there's a pill. Hey, I see something mixed in with the fish.
It looks like a medicine capsule. There's something written on it. I think it says 3ZS. What would it be doing in Orla's stomach?
Uh-oh.
I wonder what kind of medicine it is. Let's ask Dr. Crabb. It might have something to do with Orla's condition.
Maybe we better not ask. He must have noticed it himself, yet he didn't mention it. I think he's hiding something about Orla's condition. If we show him the capsule, he might try to take it away from us.
Yeah, I guess he was acting pretty sketchy. Okay, let's look into it ourselves then.
Good idea. When we get back to the office, we can ask for Apollo's help.
I guess that wraps up our investigation here. Orla still isn't fully awake yet. Oh, here comes some staff. Looks like they're going to put Orla back into the pool.
And I guess they're going to fill the pool back up. I bet that will take a while. Well, I guess we can leave Orla in the staff's capable hands now.
Right. So where to now?
Let's head to the show stage next. If we're lucky, the police will be done with the place. So this is where they hold the Swashbuckler Spectacular, huh? Looks like the police are done with their work here. Hey, it's you lawyers! How could you let Sasha get arrested? Didn't I ask you to take care of her? We're sorry we couldn't prevent her from getting arrested. But as her lawyers, we'll do everything we can for her. Sorry I got upset. If there's anything I can do to help Sasha, just say the word.
Marlon, you can trust in Mr. Nick. I'm going to do what I can too with this forensicing kit. I'm going to cover this whole area with forensicing.
That'd go, small fry. You can have free reign of this place. I want to check this place out, but I'd better talk to Mr. Rhymes too. I hear you helped Sasha with the cleaning, Mr. Rhymes. Well, not really helped. I was just taking care of the orca here while she cleaned. Sasha felt bad for making Orla stay up so late, so she asked me to give her a snack. It was a little bit less than her ordinary meals, but she seemed satisfied. Oh yeah, and I put Orla on the transport stretcher too. Transport stretcher? See that hoist up there on the right? that stretcher could be suspended from it. The stage show was right next to the orca pool room, and we used the hoist to move the orca or cargo between the two areas. So the railway saw in the orca pool room runs all the way here, huh? Why? Did you want to take a ride?
Aerial investigation, huh? Sounds good to me.
No, that's okay. I like my investigations on sweet terra firma. Actually, the hoist can only be operated from the orca pool room. Oh, that's right. I remember seeing the hoist control panel in there. So I'm sorry, but I can't give you a ride without somebody on the other end. No need to be sorry. Whew. Dodge that bullet.
If it wasn't Miss Buckler or Orla, who else could have killed Mr. Shipley?
Well, I know Sasha is innocent, but I'm not so sure about the orca.
What?
But we proved her innocence in court this morning. But a few days ago, that orca attacked Sasha right here in the show pool. I saw that orca take Sasha's body into her mouth and squeeze her chest. Her chest?
They were probably practicing the lifesaver trick.
But Sasha was being crushed so bad she couldn't even blow the whistle. I wanted to help her right away, but I hate to admit it, but I froze. I'm a weak man. I can't protect anyone. I doubt there are many people who would pit themselves against an orca. Everybody tried to talk her out of it, but she wouldn't give up on practicing. When we said Orla could kill her, she said she trusted Orla.
Yeah, while everybody else seems to think Orla is a killer.
How can you trust a creature that can't speak? You can't even know what it's thinking.
But with our orcas and dolphins, you can have communication of the heart.
Alright. So we've been talking to him. So yeah, the hoist is up here. We saw the same device in the orca pool room too, huh?
Yeah, we used it to lift Orla when she was on the stretcher. In the show, Sasha makes her grand entrance by hanging from this thing. Ooh, we should think of a cool grand entrance for us too.
I've always wanted to burst in the middle of somebody else's trial with a loud bang.
I've always wanted to crash in through the ceiling. I bet that would really knock the socks off the judge in the gallery.
Just what exactly was this girl learning while she was in Europe? Like a giant ship here. This galleon was in the Swashbuckler Spectacular too, wasn't it?
Look at that cute figurehead. It looks just like Orla.
It is cute, but it looks like it's also a cannon.
The enemy lets their guard down and then blam. Very piratey, don't you think?
I thought Orla and Sasha were supposed to be the good guys.
We should do the same thing in court. Lure him in and then blam, present evidence.
I don't think the judge would appreciate any blamming in his court. What is there? Oop. This colorful sign. Did Miss Bucker made it? Wow, how did you know? Yeah, that sign is for the new show. Before she went to clean, she painted it and left it to dry. She told me to keep an eye on it while I was taking care of the orca.
Huh? Isn't that the skull rock there on the right?
Mr. Rhymes, is the skull rock a part of the set from the new show? Yeah, I guess so. If they were going to use it in the show, what's it doing in the orca pool? Alright.
This sign is so eye-catching with all those twinkling stars.
I think it's supposed to be starfish. It's for the pirate show after all. A few of them look more like leaves to me. Been left to dry since the early hours of the 20th. Sasha put so much effort into making this sign for the new show. No wonder she was mad about what happened. Huh? I wonder what he's talking about. I better ask. Whoops. Wrong button. You say Miss Buckler was mad. Was it because of the new show? Me and my big mouth. Okay, but you never heard it from me. There was a rumor that the captain wasn't gonna let Sasha be in the new show.
What? But why not?
Sorry. I don't know, it was just a rumor. I don't know if it was true. So Mr. Shipley was going to do the show all by himself? It appears that Sasha was not slated to return.
I can't even imagine the show without Miss Buckler. It would be like, where's the beef?
Is she trying to say it would be like bones without any meat on them? Sasha wanted to go back to the old Swashbuckler Spectacular. But now that the captain's gone, who knows what's going to happen with the show? Alright, let's keep looking around here. There's a ladder here. This ladder only goes down to the surface of the water.
Well, it's not like a public pool. Everybody who gets into this pool knows how to swim. Just like in the courtroom, it's sink or swim in there. A newbie could really get hurt.
You know, like last time in court, I could have really gotten injured. I was an inch away from getting attacked by a witness. Yeah, a trial with Apollo can be a pretty dangerous affair. Look at this pool. It's huge. So this is where they do the Swashbuckler Spectacular. This show pool is the same depth as the orca pool. They practice the tricks in the orca pool and then do the real show here. Are you interested in the Swashbuckler Spectacular? Oh, of course. I've only seen it on TV, though. Well, I'm new here, so I've never even seen it once. Athena's a big fan. She watches the recording over and over. I love the show in the ocean. Standing here makes me feel like I'm at the beach. Especially with it open to the sky. You can even hear the sound of the surf nearby. Why don't you take a dip in the pool? Really? I can? In that case... What? What are you talking about? You can't swim here? We were just joking. Right. Of course, I was just joking too. Don't tell me she was actually going to do it.
Mr. Nick, I found some peculiar fingerprints.
Pearls. Pearls, I almost forgot she's been forensicing for me all this time.
Oh, who's that?
Oh my god. Hello there. Prosecutor Blackwell, what are you doing here? Just some business to attend to.
Prosecutor Blackwell insisted, so I brought him along to get a little exercise.
Is it business with us? No, not you. My business is with that animal keeper there. Marlon Rhymes. You will be a witness for the prosecution tomorrow. You gotta be kidding! Why would I want to testify against Sasha? What you want does not matter. Now, come along. But if I leave, who's gonna feed the orca? The other animal keepers are too scared to go near her now.
Maybe I can help. I'm concerned about Orla's health. In this way, I can stay close and look after her. I can feed her and do a telecast too if you need me to. I'll do anything to help.
Sounds like Pearls wants to do something nice for Orla and make sure she's okay. Small fry, are you tripping? That orca is dangerous, you know?
Hehe, I'll be fine. I'm just happy to help. Oh, but I don't have a TV phone. I won't be able to contact you if I have to do a telecast. Marlon, may I please borrow yours?
What? Sure, small fry. Anything for you. Especially when you're going out of your way to help like this. I don't know if I'm going to testify, but I guess I can at least hear what the police have to say.
Thanks for your cooperation. Now justice will be served. With a strategy meeting.
Come on, Mr. Wright. Let's get back to our investigation. How sad. The police have already investigated all there is to investigate. Your efforts are a waste of time. Nothing we do to try and save our client is a waste of time, Prosecutor Blackwell. Today the orca, tomorrow Sasha Buckler. You intend to save them both? You say you believe in your clients, but isn't money really your true motivation? Why not admit you're only doing this for your own benefit? I can understand that much more readily than your empty righteous talk.
Our own benefit? That's not why we're doing it.
Now, Athena, try not to let him get to you.
Alright, we should be out, Prosecutor Blackwell. In justice we trust.
I've never been so insulted. Be right back. I need some water to wash away the anger. Uh-oh. She hit Prosecutor Blackwell with that water. He doesn't seem to care, though.
I guess prosecutors these days are more about harsh monochrome than fancy frills.
Oh, wait. What about those peculiar fingerprints you said you found, Pearls?
Hehe, I'll tell you all about them.
So tell me about this big discovery you made.
Well, I don't know if it's a big discovery, but I found some odd fingerprints on the pool ladder over there.
Okay, so what's so peculiar about them?
Well, they're on the left side of the ladder, but they're right-hand prints. Wouldn't a person usually hold the left side of a ladder with their left hand? Plus, I think they were made from above by grasping the ladder with the right hand.
Now that you mention it, that is strange. I wonder whose prints they are.
I compared them with the prints on file, and they turned out to be Marlon's.
How did he manage to leave prints in such an awkward position?
So, Mr. Nick, was I helpful?
Yes, you were. Thank you very much, Pearls. I don't know if they're really related to the case, but I'll keep them in mind.
Hee. I bet Detective Fulbright doesn't know about these prints. I imagine their search wasn't as thorough here as it was at the crime scene. You're probably right. I'm sure they checked everything at the actual crime scene, but I guess they can't do forensics on every inch of the rest of the aquarium. But we could thanks to Pearly, and now we have a new piece of information. Ooh, you're embarrassing me, Athena. Hey, it's Rifle. We've got to catch her. Don't worry, she's being a good girl right here in my lap.
Well, I'm glad she's been found. I forgot we were looking for her, actually.
Yeah, thanks again to Pearly.
I think somebody is jealous.
Well, I think I'll go talk to the staff about Orla.
Alright, good luck, Pearls. And thanks again. Well, I guess we're done with things here. What do you want to do next?
How about if we have Apollo check out our mystery evidence?
Oh, that's right. We haven't done that yet. Good idea. Let's stop by the office. Oh, you're back. How is the investigation going? It's going pretty well, but there are still things we need answers to. Let me know if there's anything I can do to help. Oops. Show him the capsule. Apollo, there's something I'd like your help with. You have work for me? What is it? Could you have this capsule checked out? I think it's some kind of medicine. Sure thing, Mr. Wright. I'll go to a hospital or something and have somebody take a look. Let's see. I'm pretty sure the closest one is Hickfield Clinic. Good luck, Apollo, and thanks.
I wonder if they'll let us see Sasha now.
It has been quite a while. Let's stop by the detention center and see. We have something to deliver to her, too. Don't forget. Ouch. Okay.
Alright, boss. Chin up. We have to lift Sasha's spirits.
I like your enthusiasm.
Ahoy there, me hearties. Thank you for coming. Arr! I be in good spirits. Worry not about me. She's trying to cheer us up. Well, that went over like a lead balloon. I was trying to make up for all your trouble.
Maybe the two of you need to take it easy. I guess they both had the same idea.
We came to let you know that we can take on your defense, if you'll have us. What?
Is something wrong? Why is she hiding from us?
Prosecutor Blackwell said that you two would abandon me. But here you are, to my rescue. That's why. I'm so happy.
It sounds like she's crying back there.
Of course we wouldn't abandon you. Sasha, don't cry.
Maybe the two of you need to take it easy. Great, now I have crybabies in stereo.
Okay, I'm all right now. Thank you for taking on my case. We're glad to do it.
Sorry. Well, now that you're smiling again, we have a few questions to ask you. On the night before the murder, did you enter the orca pool room alone?
That's right. On July 20th from 3 o'clock to 6 o'clock a.m., I was there cleaning and organizing. The captain and I were actually supposed to clean together, starting at 4 o'clock a.m., but we got in a fight. I couldn't face him, so I went an hour early and started cleaning. What does the orca pool room cleaning involve? Well, first we have to move Orla to the show stage pool before we get started. Mr. Rhymes mentioned he took care of Orla in the show stage pool. After Orla was moved, I drained the pool and rearranged the equipment and props.
And did the captain ever show up?
4 o'clock a.m. came and went, but he never showed. I bet he was mad at me. I wish I'd apologized to him instead of being all prickly and angry like a scorpion fish. I'm glad we could prove Orla's innocence, but we didn't know you would get arrested. Hahaha. As long as Orla is safe, I'm happy. I'm so glad I found you two. You guys are the best. I'm glad you found us too. You're the best, Sasha. I never imagined Orla's tricks would ever be used to commit a crime.
Can you tell us more about the lifesaver trick?
Yeah, sure. There's a little speaker on the captain's clothes and on the training dummies. That speaker can emit sound waves. When a trick command is issued with the whistle,
Orla uses the sound waves as a guide to find the person she's supposed to rescue. I see. Does anybody else know about how that trick works? The entire crew knows about it, but it takes quite a bit of practice to be able to command the lifesaver trick. It wouldn't be easy to do for anybody who wasn't a trainer, and that's why they suspected Sasha. And Orla can only perform one trick per signal. In other words, she can't perform 2 tricks at a time. That's good to know. Wait, so she can't do the singing trick and the lifesaver trick at the same time. So what was that song Mr. Bloom heard? Oh, Mr. Wright, I just remembered. We have something to return to Sasha. Oh yeah, you're right. I have it right here in evidence. And we have to give Sasha that item Detective Fulbright gave us too. Oh yeah, where is it? Somewhere in here. Here we go, the prescription bag. Detective Fulbright asked us to give you this medicine. Arr, that bilge-sucking blackguard had the spine to send me a gift? Dread pirate no stash. Don't stand there gaping like a weak little minnow. Have it ye. Ooh, a real swashbuckling battle. Arr, if it be a fight you want, a fight ye shall have. Could you two please not drop into show mode out of the blue? Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, I'll take that medicine. She's acting kind of funny. What is the medicine for, by the way? Well, I guess I can't keep it a secret from you two. I suffer from a heart condition. A heart condition? Then you better get to the hospital right away. Take it easy, Athena. She's in detention, remember? Don't worry, it's not as serious as it sounds. They can fix it with a surgery. Not serious? A heart condition is a heart condition. Don't tell us not to worry. Yeah, I'm sorry. The captain was just as mad at me the day before yesterday. We both got so worked up at one point, it was like a shark-eat-shark situation. Whew, that sounds scary. Do you mind if I ask more about that fight? Why were you arguing with Mr. Shipley? The captain knew about my heart condition and he was worried about me. So he said he wouldn't put me in the new show. See, I'm not in the new flyer. Oh, you're right. It's just Orla in the new anniversary red stash. I was so upset and frustrated. I was still crying when I went to do the cleaning. And I cried for quite a while before I drained the pool, too. But then you know what? Orla did a trick to try and cheer me up. She acted out the scene where she defeats the giant octopus by spiking a ball at it. She spiked that ball so hard she even ended up breaking off one of the octopus's legs. What a dramatic way to cheer up a friend. So that's why we argued, because he wasn't going to put me in the new show. But I was determined to be in the show yesterday. It was July 20th, you see, the anniversary of the death of the trainer before me. Azura Summers, the person Norma de Plume wrote about in her book. I wanted to explain to the audience that it was an accident, not murder. That's why I needed to be in that show so bad. So during the cleaning, I moved the skull rock to the orca pool. What? But why? It was a key prop. I figured the new show couldn't go on without it. I thought they'd be forced to switch back to the old show. Wow, that was pretty extreme. Okay. That's in the show pool. So Sasha moved the skull rock to the orca pool at the time of the cleaning. And if there's blood on that rock, then that must mean that the victim's death occurred after the rock was moved. Around what time did you finish up the cleaning? It was about 6 o'clock a.m. So that places suspicion on whoever met with the victim after 6 o'clock a.m. So Azura Summers was the trainer before you? That's right, she was a year older than me. She taught me all about how to command Orla. I bet Azura and Sasha were like sisters to one another. She was the one who taught me the signals for the singing and lifesaver tricks too. After she died, I swore on this charm. I vowed to become a great trainer someday, just like Azura. What is that charm? It's a keepsake to remember Azura by. She always wore it. She told me once that she and her boyfriend had matching charms. I never found out who he was, so I couldn't give this one to him. I've had it ever since. You're keeping the memory of Miss Summers alive. The captain always carried around a memento of Azura too. Her walkie-talkie. Huh? Did the victim have a walkie-talkie on him? Maybe I should show Sasha the victim's photos and see what she has to say. Alright. There you go. The victim didn't appear to have a walkie-talkie with him at the time of his death. Huh? But I talked to the captain on his walkie-talkie before I started the cleaning. But there's no walkie-talkie shown in these crime scene photos. I don't understand it. The captain always kept that walkie-talkie with him. Maybe the culprit took it away. Maybe. But what would be the point of that? I better organize the data I have on the victim in the court record. The captain always kept that walkie-talkie by his side. It was the walkie-talkie Azuri used right up until her death. In the middle of the show, the orca brought Azuri up to the surface in her mouth. She left tooth marks in Azuri's walkie-talkie. The captain said he always kept that walkie-talkie with him so he'd never forget. So the walkie-talkie was really important to the victim. But now the captain is dead too. I'm the only one left who can protect Orla from the ship's doctor. Protect Orla from the ship's doctor? I wonder what Sasha means. What did you mean by protect Orla from the ship's doctor? You know, Herman Crabb. Ever since the accident a year ago, he's been completely different. When Azura died, he said he was going to euthanize the orca. Before that, he always used to say that euthanizing animals was a despicable act. Euthanize the orca? That's horrible. They all thought that Azura's death was the orca's fault. Nobody believed in her but me. The ship's doctor always keeps poisoner that euthanized the orca with on hand. And if Orla had been pronounced guilty in yesterday's trial, he would have used it. He was going to put her down right away? That ship's doctor was close with both the captain and Azuri, you know. I think he hates Orla. What else do we have to show to her? Made sign, mysterious capsule, long photo, description bag, security card. Let's just do that with her. Oh yeah, her calendar. This is your calendar, isn't it, Sasha? Huh? No, mine's at the aquarium. Yeah? Mr. Rhymes said he found this one in the nap room. Huh. I didn't think anybody else at the aquarium used a calendar like that. The owner of this calendar had a meeting scheduled with the victim. This mystery person might be the killer. We better find the calendar's owner. I guess we'd better look into Dr. Crabb a little more. Boss, let's go see Dr. Crabb. I was just thinking the same thing. We have a lot of questions to ask him. A lot? Oh, it's Pearls. And Rifle. What are you doing here? Rifle came in here, so I followed her. Oh, that's right. You were supposed to deliver Rifle to him. I completely forgot. Oh, Rifle! Ah! What are you doing? Stop that! Oh, is that the... yeah. You silly mother penguin, what if you injured my spectacular genius brain? Dr. Crabb, are you alright? Huh? Oh, it's you people. I see you brought Rifle for me. Rifle was really laying into you. Well, she hates me because she thinks I took her baby away from her. Beep. Gee, Rifle looks so happy. Is she actually playing with Sniper? Ah! Stop all this cacophony. Cacophony? The biological parent and the caregiver parent locked in a struggle over the child. Do you think you could hold this silly mother penguin down for me? Alright, I will try. What are you doing? I think Rifle just threw something up. Oh, I'm getting food for Sniper out of Rifle. Mother penguins stock up food for their babies in their stomachs. They break it down in there so that it's easier for the baby to eat. Wow, you sure know a lot about animals. You're trying to pick a fight with me again, aren't you, young lady? Yes, I know a lot about animals. I'm a licensed veterinarian. Rifle certainly is in a bad mood, even for her. Is Rifle okay? Hold on. I'm checking her now. Girl in a strange outfit. Could you turn the Rifle over on her back, please? Alright. Rifle, I'm just going to turn you over, okay? What's this? The bottom of her feet are pink. Oh no! What kind of sickness is that? We have to get her to a doctor. Athena, get a hold of yourself. Dr. Crabb is a veterinarian, remember? It's just something she stepped in by the looks of it. It's her stomach that's the problem. There's still something in there. Here we go. Looks like she swallowed something odd. I know this penguin will eat anything, but where did she pick up something like this? Son of a gun. I'll have to talk to Marlin about her care.
Dr. Crabb, may we see what was in Rifle's stomach?
Huh? Please be quiet. I'm busy right now.
Busy? But you're just staring at that weird machine.
I'm checking to see when Rifle ingested the foreign object.
He just keeps looking at that machine. He won't even glance our way.
Now I'm really curious to know more about his monitoring system. Could you tell us about the monitoring system you have here? It's a collection of electronic medical records for all the creatures here. With this system and the camera footage, I can monitor the creatures 24/7. I won't tell you any more than that. It's private company business. But medical records are usually just a history of past medical exams and data. I've never heard of any that could monitor 24/7. Good point, Mr. Lawyer. I can see there's no fooling you. Why would you want to fool me? Oh boy. Ah! 2. Alright. This guy's going to be a tough nut to crack. I have my reasons. Alright, so we've got another topic here. Huh? This looks like the charm Sasha had. Dr. Crabb, do you know anything about this charm? Charm? Hey, leave that alone. That belonged to Azura. What was Azura's charm doing in Rifle's stomach? That's odd. When Sasha was telling us about the charm earlier, Sasha said that she had Azura's charm, but that charm is still at the detention center. Hey, wait a minute. Didn't Sasha say Azura and her boyfriend had matching charms? So this second charm must be the one that belongs to Azura's boyfriend. Dr. Crabb, is it possible that this charm belongs to Azura's boyfriend? I refuse to talk about such personal details of the deceased. Subject closed. Alright. He sure is touchy when it comes to Azura. Ooh, I wonder if he's her boyfriend. Discovered in Rifle's stomach, or he was, I should say. Azura Summers. Yesterday was the anniversary of her death, wasn't it? That's right. She was killed by the orca.
Do you really think Orla killed her? I don't believe it.
Who can say if the orca did it on purpose, but the fact remains that she killed Azura. I was right there the day of her death a year ago. I saw the orca bite Azura with my own eyes.
But is that really the whole truth of what happened?
I guess only Orla knows what really happened, both a year ago and this time. Alright. Take that! Here we go. I want you to tell me about the monitoring system here. You don't let up either, do you, Mr. Lawyer? They're just electronic medical records and feeds from security cameras. With these, I can monitor all the animals 24/7. And I say that's not true. I have proof that you can't monitor the animals 24/7 with this system. Here we go. Take that! The security camera doesn't begin recording until 10 a.m. If that's the case, how could you possibly monitor the animals 24/7? Okay, you got me. I guess that was a pretty weak explanation. You're right. I guess I can monitor the animals 24/7, but if I see anything unusual on the camera feeds, I can spring to action right away. And if I can examine an animal, I can usually tell exactly what's going on with them. Wow, he's really confident in his abilities. But I still say you can't do that 24/7. But I'm here at the aquarium most of the time, and I can go anywhere at any time to examine an animal. Anywhere? I say that's not true either. I have proof that there's a place you can't go. Oh, yes. Only Orla and Sasha had the security card to go into the orca pool. Take that! The only people who have access to the orca pool room are the owner and Sasha. So how can you say you monitor all of the animals? Son of a gun. So you knew about the security card, did you? Boom! Yes, tighter security was imposed in the orca a year ago as a precaution. Due to Sasha's objections, I wasn't allowed to have a card. I guess she was trying to protect Orla from him. So you're monitoring the animals with a system that's private company business. But I have to insist you tell me about this monitoring system. Now you're trying to pick a fight with me? Very well, I suppose it's only fitting that the spoils go to the victor. I'll tell you about Ship-Shape Aquarium's ecological data organization system. Oh, god dang it, I clicked on the wrong thing again. Shut up. I don't know why it doesn't start at the top, it's weird. God dang it. There. So what does that machine you were using do? It's a system of ecological data organization developed in Europe. I call it the Torpedo. What do you think? Pretty impressive name, isn't it?
Torpedo? As in man the bottle stations and all that?
No, it's the name I gave to this data organization system. Torpedo. It stands for Teleobservation Real-Time Pertinent Data Organizer. Quite a name. I wonder if it's super admin restricted desktop access path protected. The Torpedo collects data through sensors placed on or near the subjects. Temperature, heartbeat, vocalizations, etc. It gathers this information 24 hours a day. All of this data is then sent to my terminal and then these monitors.
Wow, this torpedo sounds amazing. Does Rifle have a sensor on her too?
Yes, she does. Where and what kind of sensor is attached depends on the animal. The penguins have theirs attached to the ID tag at the base of their flipper. The torpedo doesn't tell me where Rifle is when she escapes, though. It's hard to attach sensors to the orca or fish, so theirs are on the tanks themselves. Places where the creatures don't normally live, like the show stage, don't have sensors. Okay, here we go. It's telling me the time Rifle swallowed its foreign object. Approximately 4 o'clock a.m. on July 20th. What an odd time.
That was when Sasha was doing the cleaning. Maybe that's why she wouldn't take my fish, because she was full from the night before. But at least Orla ate it, so that's okay.
Orla ate another animal's food? That's odd. She's never done that before. And then she had that episode too. I better take a look at her data. Huh? She didn't eat anything from the evening of the 19th to yesterday afternoon. So Rifle had a late night snack, but Orla went hungry, huh? It appears so. Well, let's see. She's been eating normally since yesterday afternoon. Come to think of it, Jack was supposed to feed Orla yesterday morning. Maybe he died before he had the chance. I'm worried about Orla's condition. I better remember this torpedo data.
I still wonder why he wouldn't tell me about the torpedo.
Dr. Crabb, why did you want to hide the existence of the torpedo system? Well, it's a safe system that has been approved for use in other countries, but it hasn't been legally approved in this country yet. That's why I always carry this terminal around with me. It's not something I want the police poking their nose into.
You mean you're breaking the law?
Which is why I was keeping it a secret. It would create a problem for the aquarium. I had Jack's permission. He felt the animals' care was more important than the legality, but we wanted to shield the rest of the staff, so we kept it a secret.
But breaking the law is breaking the law.
But in some cases, lives can be saved by breaking the law. Can we simply allow the lives of our animals to be lost while we wait for laws to change?
Now you're twisting things around.
I'd like to use this evidence during the trial tomorrow, but it may result in you and Ship-Shape Aquarium being brought up on charges. Well, I follow my own convictions and I have no regrets. You're only doing your job. I can't blame you for that, Mr. Lawyer. I appreciate that.
What's that sound? Another penguin?
That's my ringtone.
Gee, Dr. Crabb sure likes cute things. Maybe he wanted it to sound like Sniper.
Hello, Crabb speaking. Son of a gun, you people again? Stop harassing this aquarium. Orla was found not guilty. What I noticed she should be put down. Huh? Come there on the 26th and explain? Fine. Just let me write it down in my... Son of a gun. Where did my calendar go?
His calendar? Could he be talking about that calendar?
Ooh, I realize that. If it comes to that, I'll use that drug to euthanize her. Mr. Wright, he said euthanize her. We better ask him more about this. And I should try presenting that calendar to him, too. Dr. Crabb, isn't this your calendar? Yes, it's mine. What are you doing with it? Mr. M's found it in the nap room. Oh, I must have forgotten it when I tried to get some rest. It sure is a cute calendar. I guess you're crazy about penguins. Somebody gave it to me, okay? Now please don't tell anybody about it. It's embarrassing. Zara designed this calendar. This one here is a prototype. She designed a calendar for this year, and then she died before it went on sale. Were you and Miss Summers romantically involved? What? What gave you that idea? It's just that I sensed sadness in your heart when you talked about the calendar. Of course we were romantically involved. I don't believe in romantic feelings. He looks shaken now. By the way, did you meet Mr. Shipley at 7 o'clock a.m. on July 20th as scheduled? No, we were supposed to meet, but Jack didn't show up. Is that really true? Sasha finished cleaning the orca pool room at 6 o'clock a.m. If Dr. Crabb managed to get in the pool room somehow, then meet with the victim, then he would have had the opportunity to kill Mr. Shipley. Who was that phone call from? Son of a gun. You heard that? Who didn't hear that? It was the Center for Dangerous Animal Control calling with a demand. They said that the orca may have been found not guilty this time. But that if she ever attacked a human again, we would have to put her down. Put her down? But that's horrible. Did you agree to their demand? Animals sometimes do attack humans, and of course humans sometimes do kill animals to protect themselves. If it comes to that, yes, as a veterinarian I am prepared to carry out euthanization. Using this poison. Huh? That capsule. It has the same letters on it as the one that was in Orla's stomach. Did Dr. Crabb try to kill Orla? Please let me ask you one more question, Dr. Crabb. What is it, Mr. Lawyer? You look so grave. I heard something disturbing from the writer, Norma de Plume. The center demanded that the aquarium put the killer whale down a year ago. Put her down? But the aquarium owner refused their demand, saying it was an accidental death. But I hardly think a persistent organization like that would just give up and go away. I'm quite sure the power of money helps convince them. What makes you think that? Once a month, the owner and the vet disappear from this aquarium. And I came to find out that each time a large amount of money was being paid out. I think Ship-Shaped Aquarium might be keeping some kind of secret. And that it has something to do with the recent murder. Another one! Oh my god! There's 5 of them. 5 Cyclops? That writer, she just has to stick her nose in everyone's business. Son of a gun. I should have dealt with it all more carefully. How am I ever going to remove all those locks? Huh?
Sorry to interrupt, but Prosecutor Blackwell wants Dr. Crabb.
Detective Fulbright. You again? You couldn't possibly have any more questions for me?
Well, you see, we're having a little problem. We were going to call the animal keeper as a witness for the prosecution, but he's being very stubborn and refusing to testify. And so we thought we'd ask you to be a witness in tomorrow's trial.
Huh. Did you really now? Well, I'm not taking sides. I'll tell what I know. No more, no less.
That would be fine. Now, if you would please come along with me.
Well, it looks like we'll have to continue our talk at the trial tomorrow. I don't know what secret you and this aquarium are hiding, but I'll uncover it if it'll help me save Miss Buckler. Give it your best shot, then. I'll see you tomorrow.
Well, it looks like we'll be going up against Dr. Crabb in tomorrow's trial.
I bet it'll be one tough customer.
Okay, we better get our evidence organized for tomorrow.
I'll have Athena hold on to the evidence I don't think I'll need in court. Bum 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 bum. Hello? Mr. Wright, I went to Hickfield Clinic. Apollo, use your indoor voice. Sorry about that. Anyway, I found out a lot, so I wanted to tell you right away. It turns out that mysterious capsule is a powerful sleeping drug. Apparently the brand name is 3ZS. Okay, yeah, it says 3ZS right on it. And they said the ship aquarium vet recently bought a large quantity from them. The vet? Dr. Herman Crabb. 3ZS is supposed to be for people, but Dr. Crabb told them it would work on other mammals like orcas and dolphins too. So Dr. Crabb's euthanization poison was actually sleeping pills? When Orla almost drowned today, was it because she'd been giving sleeping pills? Ooh boy. And I found out more than just about that capsule. Dr. Hickfield himself gave me some information. Ship Aquarium had someone on their staff named Azura Summers, right? Yeah, the one who died a year ago. Well, Azura Summers was getting a certain medication from Hickfield Clinic last year. The same heart medication as Sasha Buckler. Really? Azura Summers had the same heart condition as Sasha? Nice work, Apollo. Thank you. We'll be coming back to the office soon. Okay, Trucy and I will be here. Well, we better get back to the office and get ready for tomorrow. What are you going to do, Pearls?
I thought I'd stay overnight here and be with Orla and Rifle. I'll be ready for a telecast during the trial tomorrow. Good luck to both of you. Thanks, Pearly. That way, when we prove Sasha's innocent, she can see Orla right away.
I'd love to see Sasha and Orla back together again, both free and clear. But before that can happen, I have to prove Sasha's innocence. Alright. It's coming down to the end here. Save our game. And it looks like the finale of the DLC case for the... Well, the finale of the DLC case on Phoenix Wright is coming up next. So, thanks for watching part number 4? Let me check my video manager here, so I don't act like an idiot when I'm doing this. Part number 4, yes, of the Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Dual Destinies DLC case on the Zachman 18, and as always, I will see you guys in my next video, coming soon. Objection!